Bonjour mes amis. Ho ho. I hope you're doing good tonight, cause I have a lot of work to do and I cannot wait to chill with you. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, if you were here last time, I finished the pants, and by the way, I'm working on Alicia. So the patterning for Alicia, this is my actual body type. Of course, these programs cannot recreate actual human bodies, for sure. Like, my boobs are a little more saggy and, like, mushy than this, because I've got children. So I'm just going with an approximative patterning of what I think it'll look like on me. Hi! Okay, perfect. Sharing the link. So what I did in between my last session and this session was I uploaded our schoolgirl double-breasted jacket pattern because I know it fits me. I've tried it on before, and like I said, my boobs are mushy, right? So like they can shape around the jacket. So I know it fits me. I just needed a size up from what we had patterned before. So that's what I did. So ignore the pulling here. It doesn't really do that in real life. I decided to ignore it. And then I'm just going to go and shape her jacket with my base. The only thing that's not the same is that I kept this from last time, from the last live, which is, this one's shorter. We'll see. Which the back, I actually like the way it fit. So like this. And I have the reference photo for Alicia here. I don't have the reference photo like up there for the back, but I have it on my screen right here. So I have 3 screens. So let's get going. Please ask me questions, by the way. That's why I am here. I'm here to chill with you guys. I'm here to answer questions. And if ever you have some advice, let's say you're seeing me do something and you know a little bit of patterning and you're like, hey, how about you move the shoulder seam a little bit to the right? It would, get the style. Go ahead, I don't mind. So, pants are done. We don't have to comment on those. They're ready for the mock-up. So, voila. There you go. There's the pocket right here. And these are the patterns, real quick. More hip was given. So now let's focus on this. Oh. Sorry, I just got Alicia from the front, so I don't know why I don't have the 3. Close all tabs. Yes. I'm not a computer whiz, by the way. I feel like I'm pretty average in the computer management skills. Let me just grab the character reference. Alicia. No. Okay, well, Valky had sent me previously all the Alicia. I was prepared. I swear to God, guys, I was prepared. Thought I was prepared. I'm clearly not. Ha, got it. Alright. So I got my character sheet right here, and I have a surprise for you guys. I'm so excited about this. Hello, Jasper. Comment ça va? I spent way too much time on this, but I went and got the Alicia print. You can't see this on my screen because it's hidden, but look at this. I'm gonna select, and I'm gonna keep it white just because it's easier for me than to put it in black. But look at this. Boom. That's the print we decided for Alicia. It's so cool. And I can import it, so I'm gonna be working with the print, or not, I can take it off, but let me put it on the pants. That'll be really cool. Select all the pants, please, and put the print. Looks like pajama prints. I gotta actually wear this as my pajama print. Somebody should make pajamas and have this print. I'm just saying. Really cool idea. I'm giving it to you for free. Yeah. Okay, so I'll actually take the print off here because it's confusing for my brain. So there you go. But look at this. It's awesome. It's so funny because I didn't even tell Julie that I was doing this. I did this in like 15 minutes. Okay, I said that it took me a lot of time. It didn't actually, but you know, whatever. Alright, so if I look at her jacket, it's pretty asymmetrical. And we want to go with proportions. So of course there's a lapel right here. And this area where the lapel folds is around her nipple area, so right there. So what I want to do is start mine at the exact same point. So my nipple right there. Pajama pants, yeah, and they look great. So okay, I have this point that's very close to my nipple area. So let's move it down just a tad. And then what I want to do is, so you see the center front is kind of here. Center front, center front. So her point here is a little past the center front. So 2 centimeters or maybe 1.5 centimeters past her center front. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring my point and like bring it here. And then, well actually this is the center front. So this is the center front. I want it to be 1.5 cm, like this, on the left of the center front. Does that make sense? Like I'm actually just building the blocks to be proportionate to what I'm seeing. So they're not, her jacket doesn't go that low. It's actually pretty short. This is her waist, her natural waist. You can see it's a little higher than her belt, natural waist. So my natural waist would be here, and then it's barely like 20 centimeters down, and it goes over the top of her pocket. So I want to see the pocket right there, and I placed my pants well so we could see the pocket. So I think what I'm going to do is split my line and go, okay, let me select this. Actually, here you go, split. Try the 20. No, 20 is too long. So maybe 15? 15. I think we could start with 15 and then see what it looks like. So this is the regular process of pattern making, except I'm very lucky to be using the program that I am using to kind of see what it looks like for proportions in real life. So this program is great for that. It's helped me cut on the mock-up time just because of proportion. So right here, and let me delete this. So voila, now you can see it kind of goes up, but not enough in my liking. And you can't see the pocket that much. That's a pocket right there. So that'll be, maybe my pocket is too high. Maybe I didn't put my pants high enough. Is this, or maybe this actually goes lower. No, it does not. Okay, let me just hide my pattern so I can see my pants properly if they're fitted. Let me select this again. Okay. Hide. Okay, so this would be the natural waist, and they sit much higher. Okay, let me pull up my pants. Clearly, I don't pulled up enough. There you go. So they would sit here. I like high-waisted pants, by the way. They hide my tummy. And here you go. I think it's comfortable enough here. And show 3D pattern. Perfect. That gets a better visual. There you go. Alright, so Now if I look at the proportions, I think it's a little shorter than that. Let's do 12. So split 12. And the reason I split is because I don't want to change the angle of my curve. So split 12. Here you go. I think that'll be nice. I like the angle. It's not too sharp. And remember, I'm an M2, so I'm in between our medium and large, so of course I'm not going to have the same proportions as Alicia, but the best I can do is really try to copy them. So now we know that on this side I need 12 centimeters here, and this is my side seam. This is the back that matches. At this point, have I unlinked them? No. So I'm going to unlink them because it's asymmetrical. So for now, I'm not going to make any modifications on the armhole area. I'm just going to do that in real life because it doesn't fall the same way on clothes. So remove linked editing and remove linked editing. So at this point, so here I'm also going to add a style line a little later because the style line on the side kind of goes into the seam of the sleeve and it's really on the end, so I'll do that after. So we said 12 centimeters. Let me split 12. Make sure it's there. Perfect. And then I'm going to delete. So then at the side seam, they're pretty much at the same area. Her jacket kind of floops like this. It extends. So what I want is a sharp curve at the waist area. This isn't that much of a sharp curve, so I'm going to sharpen my curve. Actually, by moving my pattern like this, and let's say 2.5, so I do the same in the back. 2.5 and 2.5. Okay, and then 11.53. Let me do that at 11.97. So change length 11.97. So it's really important to always have your seams that align. Okay, Julie, ask me a question if you're still there. Like, you know a lot about me, but ask me a question. Nice. Okay, so then I see on my reference picture that the side seam actually goes straight after that. So let's make it straight. So it goes here, and then it goes straight, and then it's like very short in the back. So let it go straight for now, and then we'll curve it because it's your back curve. So like this, and then I want this and this to match up. So 8.19. 8.19, we match up, and then again I want this to, oh, this one curves a little bit towards the bottom, so I don't want it quite the same length. I just maybe want it like this. I think that would be nice. Nice little curve. So at the back, starting from about here, it actually goes in an angle. So I've selected my point about here, and then I want it to go like this. It's kind of a sharp angle, and this part is very short in the reference photo. It took me about 2 months, I would say, but I wasn't full-time when I was working with Chloe. I was actually really scared of starting to use it because of the learning curve, and I knew, like, I was working full-time for the federal government, and it's a lot, you know, full-time's like 40 hours a week, so I only had evenings to start learning it, so it took me 2 months, and I would work on it maybe 3 times a week. So yeah, it did it is a learning curve, but since I know Illustrator very well, this was pretty it was intuitive. It's not like skipping from Illustrator to Photoshop, which to me is like counterintuitive. I was working with Photoshop today and I just I don't like it as much, but this was very intuitive. Plus I'm at the point where, you know, I watch YouTube videos, I just ask Google if ever I'm having an issue and I don't understand something and look it up. Am I perfect at using this program? No, I'm self-taught, but it does the job. So I'm not self-taught on patterns, I'm self-taught in this program, so it does the job. This now looks pretty much like I want it to look. I think it's really nice. So I'm just shaping the jacket for now, and then I'll start shaping the collar, the lapel. I don't have many references of the collar. From what I can see, it's like the lapel itself has an extended collar. So she has like a collar that goes all the way to the end of the lapel. So that's what I see. If ever you guys have more references, feel free to send them our way. But I don't have that many references, so it's gonna be that. No choice. Okay, I might want to make this point at the front longer. You know, like, just even a few cms change the whole look. Thank you. It was actually really cold in my workshop because we put the air clim on blast because upstairs it's very hot, and my workshop is already cool to start with, so, you know, whatever. But yes, this is the sample Echo blanket hoodie. It's very comfortable. Okay, so I've done this. I know that this will be, I said lapel later, Gab, come on. Okay, so this part, you see how it's extended here? So it's not as short. I'm gonna have to lengthen it. And it's in 3 panels. So from my reference, I can see there's the center back panel, which is 1 panel. It's very thin. And then there's the side panel, the center back side panel, which is another panel. And that one is the widest. And then there's the side seam panel, because I have to create a side seam as well, which is thin as well, so it's really on the side, you don't see it. And then I would say like my side seam would finish there for both panels, for this one and this one. Thank you. Yeah, learning by yourself is a very valid way of learning. Julie and I were very lucky to have wanted to go to school in this, but honestly, not everyone can afford it, including me. I couldn't afford it, and I still went, and it created a lot of debt. And I'm pretty sure I would have been able to learn it by myself. There's a lot of things that college can teach you, the proper way of doing it, but they're teaching you to work in a factory. So for people like us who don't want to work in a factory, yeah, it's awesome, but honestly, so many patterning rules, I've just thrown it out the window. Because why? Because I'm not going to use them. I don't care. What's the best cosplay hacks? That's what I want to know, you know? So, good for you. It's, I'm sure, and I've met you before, so I'm sure you'd be able to do it. I'm sure you're smart enough to do it, and you can get there on your own, and yeah. My back panel is actually too thin at this point. So I'm just going to move my points a little bit, because I want it to be a little straighter at the bottom, but I want them to stay the same, you know? Just move my points a little bit. There we go. Cosplay hacks be the best. Sally, how you doing? Ah, much better. See how that's a little straighter and it's less like curved in? I'm going to do the same to the other side. So Florence right here is amazing with 3D prints, 3D programming, or I don't know, programming, 3D modeling is what I meant. So yes, you can bother me anytime. You know I love you so much. So, and she's making models and worked with us in the past for Raven, and absolutely beautiful work. So yes, what can I do for you? Is it on my phone? Did you write to me? No. Okay. So this one is very long. It's right, ends probably right here, like at her knee. Okay, so let's modify that right away. My chat, by the way, guys, is like a minute later, so if ever I answer your questions late, it's because of that. It's because I can't see them until a minute later. Okay, let me just pull this up a little bit. Like this. 13 cm. Let me grab a ruler. So Flo is working on an awesome project for an amazing person, and I'm saying this because Crystal is just so fantastic and Flo is just so fantastic, and I'm so happy to be working with these people. C'est parfait. So anyway, we're working in collaboration type of thing for this person. So yes, that's why the questions. Sometimes you need to be answered right away, and it's okay. Alright, so where were we? Is that a satisfactory answer, Florence? I agree with you. And I never doubt your proportions, by the way. Listen, I don't think she's going to be angry for 1 centimeter more or less at this point. It could be one or the other. Crystal is also 5'9", so I think compared to you, the 13 centimeters could be good, if that makes any sense. Because the proportion is not on you, it's like on people like me and her, the tall girls. Okay, let me advance in this, because then people are going to be like, I just want to see the Alicia, and you're not giving me my service. Okay, so I want to bring it down to about behind my knee. Alright, and then it's not very wide, so I want to have it like kind of a nice little angle, but not too wide, like this. Let's start with that, and then we'll start building it. So, there is a curve, though. Is that because of her bum, or is it because it's an actual curve? Do I have to move this a tiny bit more? And do I have to curve this? I'll curve this. So let's just bring this here, like this, and then let's slightly curve it. And then I'll come revisit later to see if that makes any sense. My pleasure. And then I want this to be the same as this. So I'm just going to go ahead and 59.06, so change length, 59.06. The other way, obviously. Like this. Perfect. And then remember, I have to make the seam. Okay, so the lines actually match on the sleeve, so I have to figure out where the sleeve seam is. So I have my front sleeve right here. The seam is way too low right now. Is it? Oh no. Okay, it's not very visible. That's fine, I can work with that. So that should be okay. So 5.39. So I want to go 5.39 here. It's going to be a little sliver. So, change length. Oh no, not change length. Oops, split. Perfect. 5.39, so split. Okay. And I really want a nice shape. I want a nice shape. Maybe I can shift this after. So I want to create let me just do it semi-straight like this and then adjust it right here. So my seam line will be like this. See? Like that. Maybe what I want in reality... No, because I want a split panel. Okay, so I do want one panel that's very thin and then the back panel. So they are split panels, even if this one is very thin, and it's going to be the same one. Okay. Weird design choice, guys. So I want her panel to start a little further. Like this. So on here, actually on this side, I don't want it to start there. But on the other side, I might want it to start there. No, let me make it even. Okay. Man, this is gonna be a weird panel. Like this. I don't want it super... No, it's about that thin. It's ridiculously thin at the top. Unless I don't create this and the panel just starts here. I don't need to have another panel right there. But you know what? I'm not even going to put another panel here. Right there. But on this side, I'm going to need to shape this. Okay. Are they about the same? No, this one's higher than the other one. So this one is 11.97. Let me just maintain curve. 18.16 split. And then this one, that's fine. Julie, take care of yourself. Okay. Do I need it to be so out there? No, I don't. I don't even need it to have the same shape. I just need it to follow this curve. Perfection. No modification needed. Okay. So the belt thingy I think will be 4 centimeters. It's a little below her natural waist, or it's like the top of the belt is her natural waist. You can see there's like a curve going like this. So if I go 4 centimeters down, this is the natural waist. Stop it. Yeah, about 4 centimeters down plus 3 centimeters. That would give me 7 centimeters. So let me just split. Let's start with 7. Let's do 7, okay? 7. And then I go from 7 and go almost at the 4 centimeters below the natural waist, because it's like almost underneath the belt. It's like 1 cm below the belt. So let me move my point 1 cm. Okay, this is where I want it to go, from here to here. Okay, let's test this out, but it might be too high. The natural waist is there. Oh no, I want it 4 cm, so it's like 5 cm. Okay, I get it. I was about to be a little dumb of me. Okay, So I want it from here to here. Okay. Let's do this. I want the angle to be a little more. But what about my pants? Oh, I'm gonna go translucent fabric just to see where the angle falls on my pants. Translucent. Okay. So you see my waistband is right there. Hers, how it falls is like right at the waistband, I would say. So let me just go a little bit lower here. That would be about it. And a little bit lower here. I think that's about it. Perfect. But the thing is, that's not where it'll go. There's going to be a little cutout. You know what I mean? Okay. So I think this looks good. Think. Okay. Okay. Ça va le faire pour l'instant, Maginette. Perfect. Let's cut this out. Alrighty. Cut. This is what I mean. Is the reference in black and white, or is the character truly dressed in black? She's in black and white, if I remember correctly. It's not just a reference. To be honest, because I have so much work and I'm working on the patterns, I've been listening to the game and occasionally watching. Sometimes I pause and I watch, especially the cutscenes. Yeah, I've been enjoying the game, but I can't play. Like, I literally cannot play. I don't, kids and, you know, everything else. So, I wouldn't be able to confirm. Somebody else can confirm, but I can see in everywhere she's like black and white. Okay, so you see now it ends here, and when she's straight forward, it's exactly where I want it to be. Now we have to go and get the length of like what this will be. So let's say we pretend it's there, right? A little lower, like this, and maybe a little less wide. Comme so. Okay. So this, ooh, ew. See, that's a big no-no. That's not good. It's because I changed the angle. I'm gonna change the angle. Okay. Do this. Do this. Ew, this pattern does not look nice. Wow, that was not fun. Okay, so this might be better. I'll adjust it later on. Oh, Judy. Oh my gosh, relax. It's not very nice. Okay. Actually, this is above her knee, so I could get above her knee would be how much? Where's the pattern? Where's the pattern? Right here. Okay, first off, 51.84. Can you delete your comment? Just delete it. Delete it. Why is this 17.17? Why are you 17.17? Are you not the same as this? Why are you not at the same spot? I just want everything to be the same. 18.16. Okay. Okay, 18.16 here, and then ew, okay, 50.90. I'm gonna have to curve it. Oh, I forgot. So I'm gonna have to change. It's not very nice. 50.90. 50.90. What in the world? That was not. That wasn't good. That was a new move. 50.90. Okay. So 50.90 is about. Yeah, it's a little higher than what I actually want it to be. So we'll come adjust that. And then this goes like this. Okay. It's kind of looking good. Let's make sure the sewing is good, and then let's do a little test. So delete point. You are 45.57. That's my sewing line. So change length 45.57 on the end. Okay. And I want you to be sewn like this. Perfect. And then from here to here, there's exactly 13.88. So what I want is to create an internal line at 13.88 so it holds in place. But don't forget that there's a little lapel that I have to create. So I just want a little part of it to be sewn, I think, in an angle. Okay, so let me do it like this. 13.87. So copy, paste right here. Oh no, never mind. Hello, how are you doing? Yes, another stream. This time we're doing Alicia. Hello, hello. Oh my god, not 113. What am I doing? Okay, so I want my internal line to be 13. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna move it because I just want the sewing to be here. And then just a tiny little sew line like this. It's not the same angle. Okay, so you are 1.53. So let me do it. That's what I don't like about this program. It's like I'm complaining way too much, but it's like very finicky. Really? Tell me how that's going. We really tried to be even more beginner friendly with that, and I changed some aspects of the pattern, not a lot, to make it easier for people to understand. Because our older version, the lining, the way I did it, it was nice and all, and the finished lining was completely closed off, but it was very hard for people to understand. So tell me how it goes, please. Okay, so now I have my sewing line, and of course this won't be centered. It'll be off center and probably straight. So right here, this side, I'll make it longer because, you know, her collar is covering her, and then probably end it here. You know what, I could do that now. It's not that hard. So let's say I move it by, this is on her side, probably right here. Let's say right there. So if I go and do this, that's 6.84 centimeters. So then let me move this by 6.84. Like that. Okay. and I don't want this to be straight. I want this to continue the angle that I gave it. Here we go. And then this is 45.01. Change length, 45.01. So it doesn't scrunch up my sewing. And okay. I want to keep these dots here. Really? Oh, that's great. I'm really happy to hear that, because it was very time consuming, and we're like, is it really worth it to remake something that people are actually using? But I do believe so. Okay. Do I need to make it longer? I don't think so. Like, it ends here, and we don't see it past here. I think that's good. I actually think that's good. Perfect. Okay. Now let's make sure sewing lines match up. Sewing lines match up. They match up. Is there anything? It's not matching up, this one. See, this is not very pretty, but since it's the tip of the back. Anyway. Sewing line will be from here to here, and from here to here. Perfect. So these are not, wait a minute. Nope, this is supposed to be sewn up until here, so this angle is really not good. Ben là, Jeannette, là, ça va pas bien. How many centimeters is that? 3, 169, we established at the belt. Oh, it's gonna write up. Let me add another one, unless I can just pull that one so it's the same measurements. Okay, let me maintain curve. This curve is 6.68. Change length, 6.68. On the opposite. Thank you so much. It really means something. It really, really does. But we had a client the other day, after a month of no contact, because, you know, obviously when we answer people's questions, they don't need to come back to us. He came back after a month to thank us, because he says that we've helped him a lot throughout his journey and whatever, which is amazing, and it makes me feel really good about myself. So it was just great. That someone could think about us a month after the last contact. Like, we're not just a company, we're also human beings, you know, and we like to help human beings. So it's just nice to be appreciated like that once in a while. I honestly appreciate that. So yeah, thank you for saying that. Okay, so this one and this one, I don't want it sewn together. This one will be sewn to this, everything matches up. Well, I think so. I remember like some stuff that people have said to me in my life, and they were not a very significant part of my life, and it stuck with me and actually changed my life. Sometimes just one sentence can change somebody's life. It's crazy, but it's like that. Just one thing can alter someone's life, so you gotta be really careful. Okay, perfect. It all comes together nicely. Again, please forgive the pulling. It's not gonna happen. I might wear a binder. Ooh, speaking of binder, chest binder. Would it interest anyone for us to make a chest binder pattern? I think it was said in past. Okay, so I'm not going to look at the proportions of this anymore, and then I'm going to change my fabric. Well, let's do this. Just thick textured. And I'm actually going to strengthen it because I'm going to put interfacing. Why could not be? That's not what I wanted. Strengthen. Hello? Hello? I'm confused. Okay, weirdo. And because everything is symmetrical, we have to make a pattern for absolutely every piece. So see, it's like Versal's jacket. Oh. Yeah, you've told me about her before and how, man, I'm so lucky having a mom to show you things. It's great. It's fantastic. Ooh, look at this. Okay, I can see right away some stuff I need to modify, but, like, definitely we're getting somewhere. And, yeah, so a binder, okay. That'd be cool. Well, you can be very androgynous. Let's be real. Like, you can pretty much cosplay any character and it's gonna look good, Maginette. Like, let's be real. Okay. I think I want it lower than this. Yeah, Versal's jacket with a proper patterned lining, because I'm gonna have to do that. I did it for Vi, and Vi's jacket is one of my all-time favorite, the way it turned out. So with the proper lining, you know, it's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of pieces to grade and to clean up and to, yeah, it's something. I love it though. I mean, it's great designs. Just a tad lower, like this. Like this, I think. But it's like more on this side. And it curves over her hips, guys. I don't have hips. I have hips, but they're not like, my hips aren't hipping, you know? So I make do with what I got. 62.05. And then I have to change this one to 62.05, so change on 62.05. I used to do this on paper. Can't believe it. Actually, I can believe it because I did it, so. But, you know what I mean. 60.90, change length 60.90. Okay, and let me check the sewing. It's all good in the hood. There you go. Let me strengthen the others. Strengthen. Okay. Let's be real, I'm 5'9". I will have to adapt this pattern to the standard 5'5" to 5'6". So, please ignore how long this looks, because the proportions aren't proportioning. It's proportioning on me, but it's not that real proportion, if you understand what I mean. Okay. So this will have to be modified 100%. So this goes underneath her knee. It's actually very close to her boot. And my boot's going to be about like this. So let's lower it a little bit. About like this. That looks right. This angle, I really like it. Oh yeah, something I forget to do sometimes is like look at my reference more often, because your brain tricks you. Like, see, this is straighter, it doesn't go like this, you know, so I want it straighter. It's this one that's too wide. Let's get the measurement, 64.48. My goal tonight is to finish this pattern so I can get to cutting tomorrow and to sewing the whole mock-up. So 64.48. And ooh, I don't want this angle to be so angly. Okay, it's definitely because of this problematic panel. Let's do it like this. Is this better? This needs to be straight. This is straighter. It's just this panel. I don't like you. You're too wide. That's what's happening. Ah, see? So I moved these 0.5. I want to move these 0.5 as well. So I move them over here. Oops. So everything I'm doing to one side, I kind of want to do to the other side. 0.5. Why is it going up? I don't want anything on the y-axis. So 0, I want everything on the x-axis. There we go. But then I want to modify. So it's not too bad. Huh. Well. So I'm gonna have to reshape that, but okay, that's fine. It's good. It's all good in the hood. Like this. How about I take out the curve, because the bum, if I had one, would naturally push it. Plus, we figured out, guys, by the way, how to make this hold. So, we have a reel coming for that. Moi, c'est Alicia. Just because it's always the first song when I start the album. Unless it's not that one. I don't know. I play the album, so I don't know the names of the song, but it's the one that goes like that. I was kind of humming it while working earlier. So I don't know what that one is, if you guys know. No, I'm not singing tonight. Okay, so this needs to be a little lower here. Do this, and then I'm gonna curve this. And there you go. And then once it's curved, I want to lower both of these just a tad. Ah. Yes, well, baguette, pain au chocolat, it serves to speak French a little bit. Pretty sure it's Alicia, though. Oh no, it's definitely lower. Like this. And definitely just a tad wider. Yeah. It's a little more curved on her, but again, guys, I do not have a lot of hips, so it's gonna look weird if I try to give it a curve. Try to curve it just a little bit, just a little bit. Just because feel bad. Like, I just wanted to fit more people. Okay, now I've added curves. Okay. Yes, I guess. I feel like it has to be a little more wide, but actually when I look at the reference, it doesn't, you know? This is frustrating. Okay, so, as you can see, I pretty much got her, and then there's the belt here, so we can't forget. Okay, let me modify the sleeves a little bit. They're a little too loose for me. Are they? They're not necessarily too loose. Alicia does have a piping. She has piping that goes down like this. So she has like the back piece, and then she has piping. No, it's very thin around her wrists. So let me just adjust that a little bit around the wrist. Julie sent me a message with a photo I want to see. Oh, Julie! That looks so good! Julie! It's really nice. Good job. I'm so proud of you. I'm sure people will like it. Amazing. Great. Fantastic. And Flo, yes, they're in French, but in English as well. And you can listen to little, if you understand French, which you do, you can listen to it and kind of follow the story a little bit through the songs. No spoilers. So I moved it 0.5. I have to remember for this, okay? Okay, I moved it 0.5, 0.5. Makes it a little thinner. I want to fit my hand as well through there, so. Okay, I feel like it's like way too loose here. That's like a real jacket pattern, you know? So let me just take away from the curve. It's too curvy. That's exactly here, basically. So, let me just 0.5. Okay. Yeah, the curve's too curvy for what I want to do. Stop. Actually, I want to go where, let me look, where am I? Translucent surface. Okay, c'est ça mon coude. I want to go and check where my coude is because I want to keep the curve to the maximum there at my coude. What's a coude in English? Ooh, that's fun because Julie and I were talking today, Van, and we were like, oh, Nier has one of the best soundtracks. Actual, real story. 8.43 splits. True story. Elbow. Yes, elbow. Sometimes I forget the basics. You know what? Delete points. I'm actually gonna. Yeesh kabam, I'm gonna have to copy and paste again and then re-sew it because it's too many modifications for me to remember. Okay. So let's go 1. And then let's go 1. Because I want to take some off. Ooh, much better. And then let's delete the curve. Delete all curve points. Delete. all curve points. And let's sew it together. You see this is the point? That's my elbow that I want. So let's lower the points. Like this. Okay, that's my elbow. That's where I want it to, you know, to fold. I don't like where this ends. I want to change the style line. So it's too large. Let me make it smaller by 1. Okay, and this one a tad wider. 5. Oh, that's nicer. So this is pretty adjusted. Do I want it to be a little bit slimmer here? I think I do, but I still have to fit it, you know? So this will like... I'm almost done, les amis. Like, there's not much left to do. Like, the base is almost built, and then I try not to, like, be too finicky with the prototype because I'm gonna have major modifications to make anyway. Okay, so I've done this. I want to make this a little slimmer. 75. Okay, 16.71. When it's 0.05 difference, that's my cutoff. So I'm gonna modify it, but 26.47, 26. Okay, let me 16.89. Change the length. 16.89. Restart your stuff. I was once a beginner and I struggle with perfectionism. I would just restart until I was satisfied, and there's no harm in restarting. So you learn every time you do something, right? It's practice. Let's say you cut foam. You cut foam 100 times, you're going to be better than your 5th time, right? So it's the same with patterning. It's the same with sewing. It's the same with everything. You just restart. I've made full props. I've made full garments and then didn't like the shape. Knew exactly what went wrong because I made it, right? So, okay, well, I should have taken 2 cm off of that, or I should have been more careful with my cutting, or I should have been more careful with my sewing. When I first started out, I used to not prep properly. So my cutting, my tracing, even in my prop making, the prep, I would be like, sanding. I didn't sand properly. But all the prep is more important than when you get to the actual assembling. So for foam work, it's sanding, you know, and even like the amount of glue you put on, and all the prep, everything you have to prepare is more important. So when I learned how to prep properly is when I started, you know, going on an upwards trajectory. So if you're a perfectionist, you're a beginner, constantly look to educate yourself. If you don't know a technique and you think there's something better out there, go and watch videos. So many tutorials out there, and some really, really good ones too. So nobody's stopping you from gaining knowledge. Just continuing to make mistakes. I love making mistakes. Not when it's a client's costume, but I love making mistakes because it makes me learn faster. 26.52. So, and that's my advice, I guess. Make mistakes. Okay, so like this. I like it. I think it's gonna look nice. My hand can fit through-ish. What's the diameter? Diameter, not diameter. That was so French. 25.3. Oh. And my hand is 22, so for sure it will go through. Alright, so that's a nice sleeve. You know, it's beautiful. I like the way it falls. It's nice. So now what I'm going to do is just, I guess, split this in half for the binding. Not the binding, the piping. How does this fall? That's nice. Yep. Ow. I still make mistakes to this day. It's my pleasure. But everybody makes mistakes. Hey Julie, what did we do today? We prepped the sleeve for Sia's second mock-up. And there's a clear direction. It's asymmetrical. Both sleeves are different. And I wrote right side up on my fabric, so we knew that was the right side up. And we sewed it right side down. And so our mock-up has the seams on the outside because we're like, we're not restarting that. Like, forget that. And then first thing Julie did when she came over on Monday was sewing a sleeve. Stupid sleeves. And yeah, it was inside out again. You just make sure your sleeves are the proper way. Okay, so this is a good direction. I think so. That's perfect. Let's do a half these. That's nice though. That's exactly how it falls. It goes like when you look from her side, it goes to the front. Oh, maybe more to the front. I want it to be like this. Gets better every time. I am currently teaching my little brother how to sew, and it's made me learn a lot. Because I've been a beginner. I forgot about being a beginner. Him being a beginner Him being a beginner is teaching me a lot on how to approach things for our newest tutorials. Like our tutorials, instructions for our sewing patterns are a lot more complete than a lot of what's out there. And of course it's not a how to sew. We can't teach you the skill. You have to practice, right? So they're instructions, but we do add a lot of stuff and yeah. Okay, so that's good. Because the way she's standing, that's how it kind of falls in this. Yeah, the sleeves are... Sleeves. I don't like sleeves. Oh, and she has a cuff. I was going to forget a cuff. How is it? Okay, it's super high up and the point is like right there. Let me do this. Okay, so I want the cuff to be 25.3. 25.3 total. Okay. So no, that's not what I want. Rectangle. Width 25.03 and height. I'm gonna say 8 centimeters. Her cuff is high, guys. It's high. No, it's even like 10 centimeters. Ridiculous. Okay. And I want it to end here. So, starting from this seam, which I want to be the cuff seam. So, starting from this seam, where does it reach here? 9.47. So, split 9.47. Okay. And then it goes from 10 to about 7. 3 cm down. 7. Whoops, it's 3 I wanted to write. My goodness, everybody does a sleeve thing. I'm happy I'm not alone. Okay, so if I do the cuff, this is how long? 9? I kind of want to go on an angle and then be... It doesn't fully go. It goes like halfway. She's hiding her cuffs in the photo, but they're special. They're just very special. this, and then I'm gonna, so I want to do this right here. It's 7. And it's not anybody's fault, you know, it's not your fault for doing something the first time and learning how to do it, and it's not the pattern's fault for explaining it in a certain way, because there's assumptions that someone's coming in with certain knowledge or with like, but you know, our way of explaining things might fit with someone and might not fit with someone else. There's no universal way of explaining things. Like, some people learn differently. When I was working for my desk job, I had a team. So I was actually what you call a resource officer. So being a resource officer, I teach my people to learn about the subject that they have to learn. So I would do mini sessions with them to teach them about certain subjects. And I had this specific person that would learn by imagery. So I had to change my style of teaching to try to use imagery the most I could. So let's say like we were learning about numbers and I had to make a little character, and the character was doing a certain action and he had to visualize it, and anyway, it was quite something, but it was fun. I do like it. I do understand that people learn differently and people understand differently, and everything can be interpreted in a different way. So it's just, that's why when people ask us questions, we're just like, nah, don't be, because some people apologize for asking us questions, and I'm like, don't apologize, like, it's totally normal. There's always questions to be asked. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Why are you so far away? Little cuff pattern. After this cuff, I think I'm gonna work on the lapel, and after that I'm gonna call it a night. There's just the collar left to place on the lapel, and I want to test out everything before making a collar and whatever, so. But we've gone pretty far tonight. It's advanced so much. Thank you for keeping me company. It really means a lot. So let's test this out. I'm gonna have to widen it a little bit because or else it's gonna. Anyway, I understand what I'm doing. But I will have to slash and spread to make it a little wider so that it can fit over the sleeve, because the sleeve gets wider at the top. So if I would keep it exactly at the same width as the cuff, it would like smush the sleeve. So I want the 9.47 notch split 9.47. Okay, and then after my 9.47 there's 4.85, so 85. Okay, so now let me slash and spread. Is it this direction? I always forget. Yes. So I just want to go 0.5 here. Here. 0.5 here. And then I'm going to split it in half here. So what I'm doing right now is giving it more room at the top so that when we sew it, the sleeve doesn't get like smushed. Okay. And 0.5. So I gave it a total of 2 cm difference, which, you know, here there might be 1 cm difference. So let's erase you. Sorry, bro. Let's erase you and you and you and you both. I don't want you both. And then there you go. Delete point. There you go. Why is this one? Delete point. Oh, because I did it here and not there. So I made this longer. It's fine. We'll work with it. Delete point. Now we want to curve this. Curve this. This needs to be 90 degrees. Anyway, doesn't matter. So. I want you to be sewn to here, and you will be sewn from here. Wait a minute. 9.47. There you go. So I'm going to sew you from here to here. Okay. Okay. Let me re-grab this and turn it around. The tip is on the front though, like at this area. This. Yeah, exactly like that. So how about I get the points? And this. I'm gonna strengthen you. Yo, I'm gonna strengthen you. What's your problem, bro? I'm gonna have to do a little foldy fold. Okay. So, I want you to fold like this. There you go. Perfect. It's a freaking program. It's probably me. Probably my sewing. What? Okay, that's good. That's good. I want you to place yourself properly. Ah, there you go. Okay. Well, kids, it's not falling exactly like I wanted to. I want the points to be exactly there. So what am I going to do? I'm going to move the point. Perfection. Move the point, move the point. And now the point I want it to be higher, so I'm going to lower this. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like so. Yeah, I feel like is it a little high? That's a hard ask because right now I'm using my Singer heavy duty and I've been using it for a little while, but like any sewing machine, there's like little technical problems that are arising because I use it a lot. I want a Juki eventually just because at school there was Juki's, like industrial machines, and I know they're a good, reliable brand. I mean, I don't mind Brother, I don't mind Singer. It's just the cheaper sewing machines. Like this was $200, $240. Like we have to expect a cheaper build, and it's just the realities of it, right? But yeah, I don't know really how to answer that question because I'm not sold on any brand. It's not like Coke versus Pepsi type of situation, you know? But yeah. A Juki? A Jiki? So, you're making me, Juki brand. Juki. Sewing machines. Yes. Okay. Oh my god, I made me push myself. So I said the cuff 6.17. 6.17. Okay. Okay. Alicia. Okay. Ah, this is much better. That's kind of like what she has. Super. I'm really happy with this, guys. I think for the mock-up, that'll be great. Like, dude, that's ugly. Dude, I don't want this. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna delete all curve points. There you go. And like kind of redo my curve. Yeah, the heavy duty Singer. I like it. It's just, I just feel like cheaper machines, you know. Just what it is. We have to make do with what we have. Is what it comes down to. And here you go. I think that's gonna be good. Is it squishing it? I might have to add some. I don't know, but this is it. It's gonna be the same on this one. Let me flip the lapel. Okay, so where do I want it to fold? It's like right there. And it folds right here. So let me make some internal lines right there. Comme ça. And another internal line. So let me offset his internal line of 0.3. Both sides. Okay. And then I'm gonna come over here and fold. From this line first. Fold. Whoops. Fold and fold. There you go. Beautiful. Beautiful lapel. But it extends much more than that. So, if I want to extend that, this part is this part. So I'm going to make it longer. Boop. It almost reaches her shoulder. So I'm going to have to make it much longer than that. Yes. And then it's almost like this. Yes. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. A little longer. Perfect. Beautiful. And then that's the question. I think it's pretty straight. So I don't want to, do I want this sharp curve? Because it goes like this, basically. Is it higher? Do I make it shorter a little bit like this? Okay. Looking like something like this. I want it longer. But then this side will look weird. Because that's actually so weird. Why would it do that? Is it, oh, the lapel is actually lower because there's the collar. Okay, makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So this would go like this, and then there's a collar that extends here that makes it closer to the armhole. Juki, yes. You get what I mean? Like, it's because I was trying to push the lapel there, but there's the collar that actually comes here, so it makes it a little longer. Okay, I think this is gonna be it. Let me just reshape that. Delete point. Redo curve. I'm gonna redo the curve so it's easy to sew like this. This be easy to sew. I'm gonna make it a little longer. Like that. And then there's this thing there. Do I have to lower this? I think I have to lower this. Yeah, okay, lowered a little tad. Or tad. Comme ça. Okay. Comme ça. Like this. It doesn't go high up her neck. It just goes a little bit, 3 centimeters. And then there's this little fluffy thing up her neck. But I think that's good. I actually think that's really, really good. Where does this come? It actually, like, whoop, the color is gonna be there, it's gonna be there, it's identical. Awesome. Okay, what do you guys think about the lapel? Because I'm gonna end this. This doesn't need to have the lapel extended. So pretty much this symmetric pattern with sewing. This. Dude, I said symmetric pattern with sewing. There's no sewing. It's just like the cuff trying to be there. How does it go again? This from here. Here? No. To here? This one, 10.7. This is from here to here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the lapel. Going like this lapel. And lapel. A lapel. Come on, shoot. Shoot. The lapel. Go. Like this. Like this, like that. Les lapel. What are you doing? Why are you being so weird? Okay, let's you know, just for funsies. Reset 3D. And just move it around. I'm very concerned about having it look nice, but I shouldn't be because it's just a waste of time. Whatever, okay? Okay, I hate doing this. I do my own technicals, like I draw this out after. I don't use this model as my model because I can never get it right. It's a waste of time for me. Some people are really good at it. So anyway, you know what? I am going to make the collar because it's basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 56.66 cm. 56.66, and I want it to be 3 centimeters wide. Okay. So then, I get it. It's probably above her head, like this, like this. Perfect. And let me go ahead and, dude, let me go ahead and sew it. Where does this start? It's right here, eh? What I want to do from here to here, enter, and then I'm going to start it here. What? Where is that? I have to get the proper sewing. Okay. 2, 3, and forgot to press enter. It's getting late. I gotta go to sleep. It's getting late. Enter. There you go. There you go. Bingo. That's exactly what I wanted. So let me strengthen it. Strengthen. There you go. That is pretty much her lapel and her collar. I might want it longer, actually, the lapel. Sorry, changing my mind on things, which is exactly why we do mock-ups. Okay, I'm gonna do this. There you go. Is it higher for collar? 3.5? Let's try 3.5. My husband's waiting for me. He's like, it's 9:46. Come upstairs. Oh, that's good. That's good. And there's a little piece here that I see as a detail, and there's little like shoop shoop, and then there's a diamond thing. But guys, this is done. Pretty much, Alicia. There you go. Oh, I know what to do. Nice pattern. So yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me save because I'm gonna lose all my progress if I don't. I'm gonna make the mock-up tomorrow, and I just am absolutely in love with her. And for that little thing on her shoulder, I'm just gonna wait until the mock-up is good before I make it, because it's a little detail. But looks nice. It's good. Yeah. Voila. Okay, I'll keep you updated. We'll probably post some more reels. Have a good night. Thank you so much. I love you all. Okay. Bye, love. Bye, Felicia.